A wonderful circus performance! That was silly. If you're learning the American English accent but are struggling with how to pronounce the sound, like in the words wonderful, doctor, or perfect, then you are in the right place because in this video, you'll learn exactly how to pronounce this tricky sound. Be sure to stay tuned until the end where I'll share some free pronunciation activities so you can continue to practice the sound after you've watched this video. I'm Lily, your American English accent coach at Primetime Speech, and I teach English learners how to speak clearly, confidently, and accurately. In today's video, we're going to be practicing the sound, and I'm going to share with you the tips that you need in order to pronounce the sound accurately. And we are going to practice this sound in conversation, which is ultimately the goal. So let's begin with the 5 tips you need to know. Step 1, placement. Place the sides of your tongue here to the top insides of your molars, about here. Now be careful, you don't want to have your tongue touching the very back molars. If you find that to be the case, just move your tongue a bit more forward. Step 2, bunching. Keep your tongue anchored at that site of the molars where I was showing you in step 1, and bring the body of your tongue backwards and bunch it up and keep it really tight. The tongue tip is going to lose its pointiness in this position, so it's going to look like this. See? No tongue tip. Here's a word of caution for those of you just learning how to make the R sound. Some people curl their tongue backwards when they're saying air, R, etc. I encourage you, for those who are new to the R sound entirely, to avoid that, and here's why. While this is an accurate way to make the sound, it is not entirely efficient because there are no other sounds in the American English language that require your tongue to be curled. So anytime you're going to have to transition from that curled tongue into the next sound, you risk flapping your tongue up against the palate, which creates a different sound, a different problem, and it's not very efficient as you try to transition to the next sound. Make your journey to a clear American English accent easy and efficient by learning the bunched back R. Step 3, a tight tongue. Keep your tongue tightly against the molars. Bunch back your tongue, but this time remember to tighten your tongue. From the side view, you can see the difference of when I have a tight tongue and when I don't. So if I say you see this part under my neck is going to be very tight and high. That neckline rises. However, if I try to say without a tight tongue, it's going to sound weak and you're going to see a difference. So look at this part here. That's what we don't want. Let's compare it with what we do want. See that going up? It's pretty obvious from the side view. So as you are practicing this, take advantage of the mirrors in your house to make sure that your tongue is tight and your neckline rises. Step 4, jaw opening. Pay attention to the amount that your jaw opens. You can estimate this by looking at how much space there is between your top and your bottom teeth. I have a very little amount of space between my teeth. If you notice that you're saying the R sound instead of sound, you're probably opening your jaw too much. You're going to see more space in between your teeth, and that's the biggest clue that you need to close your jaw. Step 5, lip rounding. Round your lips slightly when making the sound. This is an important element when creating this sound. You just want to be careful not to have the sound coming out of your lips. Otherwise, you are making the W sound, and that can get confusing for your listener. Those are the 5 most important aspects of creating the sound. Now it's your turn to practice. Repeat after me. Every time you practice this sound, you need to reset to your mouth. So what this means is you practice the sound, you get into position, and then once you're done practicing that attempt, you go back into a neutral position. You relax your jaw, you bring back your lips into a neutral position, and you rest. Now let's practice with words. Ah! Here are common words with the sound. Repeat after me. Interview. Expert. Dinner. Future. Customer. Purpose. Offer. Never. Now let's practice these same words in sentences. For a challenge, try to match my speed as I say these sentences. I'm going to say them at a normal pace, rhythm, and intonation so that you get practice speaking naturally. Interview. What time is your interview? Expert. She's an expert at programming. Dinner. Dinner's ready. Future. His future is looking bright. Customer. She's a loyal customer. Purpose. I didn't do it on purpose. Offer. Did you take the job offer? Never. I have never been to Japan. Now let's take it up a notch. Let's practice asking and answering questions with the sound. A great way to do this is by asking, have you ever questions? It's a great practice to do with the people around you, and it shows that you're taking an interest in them as a person and who they are. No matter what, whether you're asking or answering the question, you will be using the sound. So this is a great way to practice articulation with grammar. Here's the first question. Have you ever been to Denver? Yes, I have been to Denver. Have you ever flown in a helicopter? No, I've never flown in a helicopter. Have you? Have you ever seen an alligator? Yes, I have seen an alligator. There are more questions for you to practice with the worksheet found in the link in the description below. If you're ready to practice the sound with common words in language activities and even games, check out the link in the description below. I created an packet just for you. If you feel like you need more support practicing the sound, then book yourself a free consultation with me at primetimespeech.com to see if coaching with Primetime Speech is right for you. If you liked today's video, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, Primetime Speech, and click the bell so you don't miss any future trainings like this one. See you in the next video.